What is up, everybody? I know it's been a while, but I'm back. And a lot of stuff been happening. A lot of stuff went down. We had the E3 press conference. I have seen it. I wanted to do a live stream, but I was at work, unfortunately. And, there was a lot of, you know, gameplay stuff about Starfield and, Redfall and many other games, which I will be touching on in the next couple of days and weeks ahead. Really analyzing it, talking about some of the great things that is going to be coming for gaming. And today I wanted to do kind of a deep dive analysis, like a true analysis from a gamer perspective. Again, I do play many games. I do enjoy many games, but as a much more older demographic of gamer like me, I'd be real critical and be a little bit more hard on stuff. Again, I did play Fallout. I did play, Skyrim. I think I did. I think I never really played Oblivion. I think Skyrim was like the game that I absolutely fall in love with. And I did play Fallout 3. I didn't finish the whole thing for that. I did play Fallout 4, finished the whole thing with that. I love that one. It's a really fun game. But this is their new, flagship title, which is Starfield, which is about space exploration and stuff like that. And we're really going to be talking about it and also looking at other people's reactions and comparisons and stuff like that. And talking a lot of shit, of course, because, the Sony, the Sony pony salt or star ponies are fucking real. Like, there's just a lot of people are just hating on the game, this and that, or just taking it way too out of proportion and shit like that, and try to spread fear mongering and shit. I'm like, man, I sat there and I looked at it on Twitter. I said, half of these fucking people needs to learn how to shut the fuck up. Like, for real. Like, shut the fuck up. Like, they just don't know what the fuck they're talking about. And looking at some of their reaction videos, I started just laughing, like, because I don't know why is people are believing what these fucking people are saying, but they don't know what the fuck they're talking about. Because honestly, they don't, they don't play games, and PlayStation don't even have games. Period. Not right now. Like, if you was talking about like, the PlayStation 4, yeah, I can see them. They have some games like, Ghost of Tsushima. You got, the Order of 1886, Drive Club. At least they was trying to do some different games and different variety rather than the same old rehash that we already know, which is like GT7, GT6, GT Sport, GT7, Uncharted. We're all the way up to 4 now. And God of War is no different because we played God of War back, God of War 1, 2, Ascension, I think, 3, right? The portable, the PSP portables. So, it's nothing new. You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't have no new experience, no variety. And some of their games be a little bit kind of fucked up, or if it's not, the gameplay is either story, like again, like Horizon Forbidden West. It's a game, you can play it, is you still playable, but it's just lackluster in the fucking story department. Like, the story is just fucking stupid. I'm sorry, but if it's fucking true. I think if the story was a little bit more grounded in a much more like somewhat realistic way, more believable, then I could sit there and say, okay, hey, it's pretty much just a good game. Somebody can play it, but I wouldn't recommend picking that shit up because it's just, the story is just absolutely garbage. Everything else you want to play for killing dinosaurs, that's great, but not for the story. But anyway, let's dive on into the Starfield gameplay reveal, which has shown. Now, I do have my YouTube one right here. And before we dive into this, I wanted just to stop real quick because I paused this video for a reason. Here's the actual, the gameplay video, right? And I got this at, 1080p 60, okay? I got this at 1080p 60, okay? And there's a lot of like Sony pony salt whatever fucking bullshit, spreading fear mongering and all this fucking garbage bullshit or shit that they don't even know what the fuck they're talking about, like the amazing Lucas just talking nonsense. Don't know what the fuck he's talking about. Let me clarify this. I watched it, King Thrash, you know, his deep dive supposedly analysis, right? Whatever, right? Okay. Now, you know what's funny? It's the fact that if you're looking at this video right now on YouTube, this is the YouTube video. I didn't download this. I'm watching it straight off of there, just like you and me, like everybody else has seen it, and we're analyzing it. I didn't download it this, so you see it's right on YouTube, right? It's right here, right on YouTube, and this is the channel. Subscribe to his channel, you know. But I'm just watching it for the, you know, the gameplay reveal, whatever, right? I just want to see it. Now, let's go take a look at King's Thrash fucking deep dive analysis. And I pause it exactly in this spot, right? Take notes. I pause this exactly where it is. Look at this shit. What? This is King Thrash video, right? Starfield analysis. King Thrash video. You're watching my video live right now. We're looking at this. Look, what? What the fuck? What? Yo. What in the fuck is so much whitewash in this fucking video? Like, how do you, my guy, do you need like a new fucking monitor, my guy? Like, do you need fucking glasses? Like, bro, you can see the fucking difference. And this is 1080p 60. This is still 1080p 60. This is King Thrash video trying to do this, you know, analysis, right? It's so whitewash. It's so whitewash. Look at this. Look how whitewash it is. Look how whitewash this video is, right? We're pausing it in the same exact spot. Then look at this video, right? Like, bro, what in the fuck? Like, yo, if he was talking about like anything about the textures and like, you know, like foliage or, you know, shadows or anything like that, or graphical, how the fuck you gonna talk about graphical in your analysis video when you're watching it like this? You're watching this fucking video, right? And you're analyzing this fucking game, and you're looking at it, and you're showing these people, and you're watching it like this? What the fuck is wrong with you? Come on, King Thrash. Step your fucking game up, dog. This is fucking unacceptable. This is ridiculous. Don't know what the fuck you're doing on YouTube, but if you can't post up a video with the actual fucking footage, then you don't belong on YouTube or any other fucking platform. Or basically, you can't even analysis any fucking game when it looks like this. Fucking completely whitewash. Like, look. Throughout the whole video, right? It is so whitewash. It's ridiculous. And then watch. And then we'll jump around. We'll just jump a little bit, right? I'm not doing no analysis, but I want you to see that difference where you can see it's not as, oh my god, look at this. Like, yo, what the fuck is wrong with this, man? But anywho, we're gonna start from the beginning, right? And we're not gonna go talk about King Thrash anymore because we already thrashed the fuck out of him. So his opinion, his bullshit about graphical and all that shit is irrelevant. But we can click this off. We'll look at BG shit because, you know, supposedly BG is, you know, blah blah blah, is a gamer. Broken Game HDR is a true gamer. Fucking bullshit. But we're gonna watch his reaction at the same time with my reaction, right? So let's start off with, you know, whatever, his stuff, right? So let's skip around to this part right here. Let's watch this shit. You know, this is supposedly like he's a fucking like gamer. Supposedly. Which the nigga is not even paying attention at all, but I digress. Like, he's supposedly this gamer, but he he ain't paying attention. Damn, I didn't know gamers like this is in this generation right now.
Oh, I'm just editing this tweet real quick. I'm about to look up.
Yeah, man, edit this tweet, man. Get the fuck off of Twitter and fucking watch the video, then edit your shit. But let's go watch this together. Like a real gamer should be paying attention and watching the whole fucking video and really analyzing the gameplay reveal. Like, really looking at it. Instead of a nigga looking down like this on Twitter. Ridiculous. But let's put the volume up. I don't want to put it too far up. So I'm going to put it about right there. I'm going to put it about right there.
Control, this is Constellation
That's
Starship Frontier. Ready to start on your signal.
And this probably is the opening game. Like, if anybody hasn't fucking noticed this, but this is most likely is going to be how the game is going to open. Like start up. Like, when you put the disc in there, you play the game. This is probably what it's going to be looking like. Just letting you know as a real analyst.
Course, steady till ready. Input, plotting jump course.
And another detail that I pointed that I heard, if you actually listen closely, that sounds like the Pip-Boy and stuff like that when you hear like the Pip-Boy is coming up. And you might miss that, but you can slightly hear that. And I think they just probably changed the tune of it a little bit to make it sound a little bit different, but it still sounds like the same kind of audio tune when you like on the Pip-Boy, where it's like you're scrolling through, like in Fallout 4, like you hear the sound effects like like I don't know how to do the fucking sound, I'm sorry, but you know what I'm talking about. If you go back a little bit, right, when they about to pull stuff up, you hear it. So you hear it right there. Little bit of a scissor reel, but I'm excited. I don't know why the audio's not picking up. Is the audio's picking up? No. Hold on. Sorry about that. Hold on. Let me see. Pick up the desktop audio real quick. I think it's high definition speakers. I don't know if that's... No, see. I don't know why the audio is not coming up, but give me a minute.
To express how excited all...
Okay, there we go. See, I got it. I'm sorry. Hold on. I do apologize. Hold up. I do apologize. Let me go do that part again. But you'll hear the sound this time. You should be able to hear it. Let me see if I can... So, like, again, this is the opening. See, like, right there, that part, you can hear that. Like, if you hear it very carefully, like, it sounds like Fallout 4 when you enter in terminals and stuff like that, and the sound effects, or your Pip-Boy, you're scrolling through. It does sound pretty close to that. That's just a nice little Easter egg hint right there, you know? Like, nice little Easter egg hint. It does have that Fallout 4 kind of interface feel. Fallout 4 interface feel. So it it does give out some hints. Like they put a little Easter egg in this one, so just for anybody that didn't pick that one up. Mm-hmm. Nice little scissor reel right there. Okay. Starfield.
It's hard to express how excited all of us at Bethesda are to be here with you today. We're so grateful you're spending the time, and we know you've waited a long time to finally see Starfield. It's easily our most ambitious game ever. Like our previous games, it's an epic role-playing game where you get to be who you want and go where you want. But this time...
Wait, you hear those keywords? You can be who you want and you can go where you want. Okay? You hear those keywords? Best good. That's what the type of game I want to play. I want to be who I am and be whoever I want and go where I want to go. Okay? I don't want to play no PlayStation whatever supposedly they got exclusives where I'm following the set path. You're just going down the same bullshit, same corridors, whatever. It's great, you know, here and there. It's great once in a while, like here and there, fine. But like every title on here is basically is a straight path. You're going through it, you know, right? Like it's just ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Like I don't see, you know, and every time when, you know, these Sony pony salt, you know, they want to pull up and, you know, they want all the smoke and shit. And then when I pull up on them and then I sit there and say, do I see a RPG, you know, game on here, first party studio title exclusively on PlayStation? I don't see it on here. Where do you see that? Because I don't fucking see it. There's none of these games on here that does that. There's no RPG games. There's no first person shooter games on here. First party exclusive titles. Not time exclusive. Not third party exclusives. We're talking about Sony, PlayStation, first party studio exclusive titles. Where's the first person shooter on here? There is zero first person shooter games on this platform. There is zero RPG games on this platform. You think I'm gonna fucking play Astrobot? What kind of gamer do you take me for? You just think I just go and just like, oh, I'm just gonna play it because everybody else is fucking playing it? No, nigga. This is why this is why I really do a fine-tooth comb, and you're talking to an older demographic of gamer. I'm like 29, about to go on to 30. So all your little kitty hunga bunga bullshit games, I don't really care about. I don't care about this. I like racing games. I really don't give a shit about this. Uncharted is great, but that's been all the way up to 4. What, we're gonna get up to 5? We got Lost Legacy. Come on. You know, like again, The Last of Us Part 1 is a great game. I can't bash on that. That's good. But Part 2, they fucked up. You know, who would have guessed, right? God of War, we know this fucking person, okay? God of War is nothing special. And all they fucking did was, I'm just gonna put the camera more closer, and it's still third person, and pretty much he doesn't jump and move as fast as the previous God of War games. That's all they fucking change. Okay? It's less platform, it's just more of a cinematic experience. That's what they did to God of War. Ghost of Tsushima is the only game from Sucker Punch they actually did something new, because guess what? We haven't had a samurai game in so fucking long. We didn't have Genshin Impact and all this Ninja Gaiden or whatever. Like, bro, it's been a long time for a samurai fucking game. PlayStation finally got it. Okay, I give you props for that. Okay, do I look like a type of person that's gonna play Ratchet and Clank bullshit? No. You know, GT7 is great, but it's fucked up with the microtransactions. You got MLB, that's cool. Okay. So that's what I'm saying. Listen to those keywords right there. It's an open world experience where you can do what you want and make the stories that you want to do. I don't get that from fucking PlayStation.
You'll be exploring space. So let's jump right in. This is
Mhm.
early in the game as you arrive on the mysterious moon of Crete.
All right. I don't know if the volume is good or you can hear it, but I don't think you can guys hear it. I don't know why, but let me make sure, because I did put it in the let me make sure. Hold up. I gotta make sure that the volume is good, because I'm not sure why is it not doing it, but okay. Hold on. Let me make sure. Yeah, see, I don't understand why the audio is just not playing. I don't understand. I might have to do this without the audio. I'm just trying to figure out what is this. You know, you can hear the background music, but you're not hearing the audio. Desktop audio, let's put default. I don't know if default gonna work. Yeah, see, the waves is not even going. Let me do this real quick. Hold on. I'm sorry, you guys. I do apologize for this. Because I wanted to hear the audio, because so you can guys get an idea. But if I can't do it, then what I need to do is, let me try speakers, see if that's gonna work. Okay, good. Okay, so there's the audio. I'm sorry. Okay, so I got it up.
According to the scanners.
Okay, so I got the audio. Sorry about that. Let me put this down a little bit, and let me go replay that part again. Okay.
Where you get to be who you want and go where you want. But this time, you'll be exploring space. So let's jump right in. This is early in the game as you arrive on the mysterious moon of Crete.
All right, so let's see if we can analyze this. I'm almost about to not speak correctly, but we'll go through it and talk about it. The one thing I can say about this, I don't like how the smoke effects, when they landed this, it just looks like 2D. instead of like, you know, 3D sprites. So I can sit there and say like that needs to probably change for sure. Like if we go rewind it back a little bit, you could see like again this is cool. This is somewhat cool, like yeah, but you know, it just, you know, like that feels a little bit flat. I was expecting like a little bit more cloud smoke, a little bit dust, you know, like popping out. But I do like how the fire effects like does for the jet things. That's good. It's just the cloud probably gonna need a little bit work because it almost looks like a 2D kind of sprite, like kind of effect going on. It doesn't really feel like it's like smoke like clearing out, like blowing dust and particles and stuff. That's something that they probably gonna have to change and work on for sure. Like, you know. Okay. So let's talk about this. One thing I could sit here and say is that the cockpit inside looks good. This looks like an actual legit spaceship. Now, a lot of people might sit here and say they're trying to compare it to No Man's Sky, right? Uh, First of all, No Man's Sky is a kiddie fucking game. It's more like for teenagers just getting into like the whole space exploration thing. Like I could see maybe like an 18-year-old, maybe 18, 20, 21, 22 might pick that up and play it and have a great time. It's more of the younger demographic. Again, you're talking to a much older generation of gamer. Like I'm expecting, you know, like again, reasonable, but again, more grounded, more like this is like believable. I don't want something to be as of a corny kind of goofy sci-fi. Sure, there's going to be some funny moments in this game, you know, like again, that's great, but I don't want it to be as corny or as worse as, you know, the sci-fi, you know, genre like in fucking Horizon, you know, Forbidden West. Like that story was just what the fuck. Like, you know, the first game is fine, like it probably might be decent for a lot of people, but when you get into the second game, they just went right off the wall and the ending just didn't make any fucking sense. I'm like, what is I'm like, oh my fucking god, stop this. But back to this, like the cockpit in here looks incredible. It looks really good. I gotta say, it looks really, really good. I like this. And again, we're pointing out the interface. You probably can't see it, but the interface right here, you know, the weapons and stuff looks fantastic. It looks great. It looks really, really good. The robot right here, how it's walking down the platform, it's great. It sounds great. You know, so right now it's looking pretty good. Like I like this. Sure, one thing you might point out, maybe the animations for this, it's a little maybe choppy, maybe a little bit, or it could be my own eyes, I don't know. But, you know, that's something that they're gonna have to work on. But so far, I mean, from the platform, how it looks, to this planet, you know, okay. You know.
According to the scanners, the abandoned research facility is in this direction.
So it's kind of cool that where we might have companions to come along with us, or probably this companion is guarding the ship, so ship or bandits don't rob us, which that could be a factor there, which is cool, you know. But at least we got companions that they could come along with us. And now he's looking at this interface right here where it's like, you know, we see like resources and stuff like that, dust root, whatever. Cool. You know, we got a health bar, we got frag grenades, we got 10. So here's the planet, here's the temps. Okay, you know, I really like this interface. This interface is way better, much more simplistic. I like more simplistic interfaces, you know, especially the HUD and stuff like that. I like it more simplistic or none. If you tried, like, again, like you know, again, I have to go back towards like, you know, Horizon Forbidden West. Like the HUD elements and stuff like that is so cluttered. It's just so much bullshit here and there. It's just, oh god, just get it fucking out. I just don't like it. I like it when they first start off, where a HUD element like this makes sense. It's simple, easy to read, easy to look at, navigate through. Hopefully we can change the colors. I'm not sure, but if we can change the colors, that'd be fucking great. You know, I could change this to blue, green, maybe. You know, hopefully we have those type of options. And we can see down here, you know, again, we got scan, outposts, right? You got photo mode. You can take a photo, which is cool. And toggle guide. So there is a guide. So if you're lost or you're not sure where to go, you got a guide to get you there. Great. I'm not going to use it because I really don't care. And most likely I'm going to like clean off the HUD. Probably I'm going to get rid of, you know, like these two probably might stay. But if it's just some extra shit, I'm probably going to get rid of it. But if it's like this is perfectly acceptable. This is like, great. Thank you. Keep it like this. Don't try to add some extra bullshit. Just make it as simplistic as possible. Please. Please. I'm tired of clutter on the screen. So at least the good thing is about this, like, yes, you know, when you're looking at the graphical sense, this is a procedurally generated world, okay? But again, I'm not really like super concerned about that because, like, again, it yes, you can make a procedurally generated world, but there's also got to be handcrafted things that you got to put into that planet. You know, again, I'm pretty sure there's like more things to do on the planet. And again, it's like more resources based, but I'll touch on that a little bit later in the video in my analysis. But so far, you know, what I'm seeing like with this planet, I really got no complaints, you know? Like it looks like a real actual planet out of the solar system. Like this could really exist. So this is like a believable thing. Now the monsters and stuff like that, I'm not too sure. I mean, it looks like the cockroaches and you know, Fallout. I think it's Fallout 4. But at least they not fucking, you know, attacking you right off the bat, because I think that's one of the other annoying things. It's like everything in Fallout 4 is trying to kill you. You know, it's no different from Skyrim. You know, they have passive stuff like, you know, you got NPCs don't want to kill you, and then you got a lot of other things that try to kill you. You know, at least this one, at least they're showing that, you know, there is life on here, but they're not gonna try to kill you right off the bat when you step off the ship, which is good, you know. And definitely the frame rate needs to be worked on. That's for sure. That's why they had to delay this, and I see why they had to. Definitely for cleaning up the polish, the lag a little bit, and the frame rate is just horrendous. Like it needs to be worked on for damn sure. Hopefully they're gonna work on that, because looking at this and you've seen like how like the frame rate and stuff like that, it's just not looking too hot. So yes, we could play it in third person view. Looks good. I like the outfit that we have on. Great. Doesn't have to be some crazy over the top bullshit. Just something that is a reputation, and it looks good. It looks fucking good. Like I gotta admit, the outfit on this looks good. It's realistic, it's more grounded. I ain't really fucking complaining about it, you know? And then we see our monster right over there, which this is a big ass monster. And again, if we don't attack it, you know, and you don't try to like provoke it, it's not gonna kill you, which is good. Thank you. Please. Hopefully there's some monsters in the game, if you don't provoke it, it's not going to fucking try to kill you. You know what I'm saying? So at least like where he doesn't have to get into a gauging gunfight and just waste a lot of bullets and time on this. You know what I'm saying? So that's good. I like the animations, how they walking and stuff, and you can see like there's more like nearby. You know, and that's a nice touch right there. You know, I like that where, yes, there's some maybe dangerous like creatures, animals, and you know, if we kind of like take a step back and not try to engage and you just let them go and they'll go their own way, you can go into your own direction. Long as you're not super close to them and trying to provoke them, they're gonna leave your ass alone. But of course, you know, dumbass gamers like, you know, Broken Games HDR, King Thrash, all these so-called gamers are just gonna be like, the first thing they're gonna do like an idiot, be like, oh, let me go provoke them and da-da-da and die, and then I'm gonna go on Twitter and complain about it. No, stop being a fucking idiot and just don't provoke things. You know, you don't have to kill everything on sight. Sometimes you gotta leave it be. Let them fucking walk by. Jesus fucking Christ. So here's the part where they're gonna comparison to No Man's Sky. And I'm not defending this game. Like, again, I tell some real shit, right? There's some, you know, like, again, the animations, like when, you know, when the spaceship landed, you know, some walking animations probably needs to tweak a little bit, but the frame rate is horrendous. They need to definitely work on that for damn sure. Okay, that frame rate is god awful. So, but they're comparing this and making this into a big deal because of the fact that, you know, we're like gathering like resources, iron and stuff like that. And good. So the other plus thing about this is the fact that, you know, a lot of people complain about that and say, oh, like, this is like No Man's Sky, you got this laser thing and blah blah blah. Like, okay, but on a real, you know, on a real note, I mean, this game is more focused on, you know, again, exploring planets, gathering resources, you know, like it's more towards like it's a mix between an RPG game and also a bit of strategy, because again, later on in the video you'll understand, like, a lot of people like miss over their fucking stupid ass head, like a real gamer, they just go right over their head, that this is mostly, it's going to be a strategy, and also it's going to be using RPG elements and putting those together in this game. And the gathering, you have to gather resources, like, again, to craft stuff, build stuff like that. But it's not just some little rinky-dink pistol or like bullets or something like that. These resources that they're gathering could be used for like fuel for your spaceship, you know, crafting, you know, one of the parts on a spaceship could be used to even repair your spaceship. You know what I'm saying? But we'll get into more like that. But honestly, it's not really a big deal, because at least you're not collecting or clicking on X and it's already in your inventory when you when you like do the laser thing right on there. Real simple and easy. It breaks the rock. You collect it. Boom. I mean, you don't have to collect it because you don't have to press X on it. It's already in your inventory and it's done. Good. You know, that's a lot better than trying to go around and just picking up, like, clicking on X just to pick up a coin, or, you know, pick up little bullshit. You know, at least like the material and stuff is just going to be automatically into your thing. So I can't really complain about it. But yeah, let's keep going with this. So then, but the frame rate is horrendous. They definitely have to fix on that. And there's probably popping from a distance. You're gonna see a lot of texture popping for sure. They definitely gotta work on that. I liked this part. Now this part is where here's the ship, and then they're trying to take over this facility right here. You know, But here's the deal. This is what I like about this game so much. Is because you have the option to pick and choose what you want to do in this scenario. Again, you can fucking literally say, fuck this. I don't have to go in here. I could just take their spaceship. You can literally do that shit. You can literally take the spaceship and fly this out. Or you can just go in here, fuck everybody up, and just go about your business. It truly is up to you. Yep, they have plenty of pop-ups. Don't worry. Look, King Thrash, don't worry, because I already point you out with this one. Hold up. You see this, King Thrash? Look at this. Hold up. Wait. Oh, no, I took it down. But, yo, your video was whitewash. You need to fix that. That video was whitewash. Hold on. Let me put it up right here. Let me post up that video. Because that shit was whitewash. Hold on. I'll show you real quick. Thrash. Look at this, bro. Never, ever, never, ever post up a video analyzing shit.
Real.
Look at this. Look how whitewashed this shit is. This is ridiculous. King Thrash, stop. You got no. Don't do this. No. Like, I'm even watching this on YouTube at 1080p. Look at the difference, King Thrash. Look at this. Clear as hell. What the fuck? It's whitewash. Like, it's like so like, oh my god. It's like the white balance is fucked up. It's overdoing it with the lighting. I don't know if you got this brightness on crank, but bro, this shit does not look good. It does not look hot. Like, you see how fucking, and then look at this. You go right here, you can see the colors right here in comparison. Look at that. That's so grayed out, and then this is just so clear. You need to fix that. Yeah, never ever do an analyzing video about color and shit and whatever, and it looks like this. It looks horrendous. My guy, you need to fix that. Trying to compare to No Man's Sky, but honestly, this is more research focused. But I'm gonna explain to that. Let's keep going with the video a little bit and talk about it. So, let's talk about the fucking problems and shit, because I know that's for sure. Okay, so let's go back. Okay. Boom. So basically, whatever research lab, you get experience points. Cool. I ain't got nothing to complain about that. So you can play this in first person and third person. But there is popping for sure.
It would appear that pirates of the Crimson Fleet are using the facility.
Now, yeah, see, that right there is such bad video lag. It's just like the frame rate is horrendous. Like, I'm glad they kind of pushed this shit back, because that frame rate was not looking too hot. Everything else between, like, when you're talking about like the spaceship and this, that's fine. This looks good. Not gonna complain about it. But like that frame rate, like taking out and switching shit, bro, that needs to be worked on for sure. Yeah, like right there, like you can tell that was some laggish shit when he was jumping. The reason why they did that is because of the fact that they just want to show like there is gravity, so you're not going to be like getting fall damage. Like, fall damage sucks. Like, when you jump high and then you crash down, you get fall damage. Luckily, we're not going to have that here, which, that's good. So, at least, like, you could jump high, you can, whatever, without taking any fall damage. Good. That shit. Now, they did cut a lot of this stuff, which I don't like, because we don't get to see the real playthrough, so it's probably not really fully fleshed or really done in there. So there might be that, or there might be some spoilers and stuff they don't want to show. Again, that's up to you to decide to make up your mind. But I don't like that part where they just kind of like jump cut through all that stuff. But so far, when you're talking about the interior inside, like when you're talking about this, the interior and stuff like that, and all this stuff, the lighting, that's all great. I don't think that's an issue. I think that looks good. Like the lighting and stuff like this is all good. There's no problems to that. The frame rate on, yeah. PC. Yeah. Well, I don't know. Okay, so they try to do stealth elements, but again, it's kind of like empty stuff, empty corridors, a little bit. Again, I don't know how much they jump cut or how much enemies are in here, but I don't really like that. I wish they kind of just go through each of those rooms, just looking around and shit. But they're just trying to show a gameplay demo and just show you like what the idea is about. But again, that frame rate was horrendous. Really bad. Now the shooting mechanics, I'll give King Thrash this. The shooting mechanics definitely needs work. I'll give King Thrash that. I'll give him respect on that. The shooting mechanics definitely needs work. Like this and the AI definitely needs work for sure. But again, I don't know whether their difficulty is on easy, but to me personally, I'm gonna play this shit on the hardest difficulty. That's the way to go to play this game. Playing it on easy is it's too fucking easy. But a lot of people, a lot of people might say like, oh, the AI is okay. It's like this. No, the AI is totally garbage. I'm expecting a little bit more, they're running from cover, they're hiding, they're shooting, like they're not trying to charge at you. I think the charging at you is a little bit stale from like old games from like, that's like last gen, like PlayStation 3 era type, Xbox 360 back then where they like run and charge on people and shit with, it's just like bringing a knife to a gunfight. Like, the dude had a gun in front of you. Don't charge at him. You're gonna get fucking killed. So hopefully they're gonna work on the AI. That's what I can sit here and say is definitely in the guns. But so far, when you're talking about the gun model itself, and this gun, how it sounds pretty good. I think it needs a little bit more punch. If it has that little bit more like, that's gonna be good. I think they need to up the volume, up the antes of the volume on that one. It'll be fucking lit. And probably like the bullets and the spread probably needs to be a little bit more tighter. But so far, the model of the gun, how it looks, it's pretty lit. I'm not gonna lie, it looks pretty fucking good. I ain't gonna lie. And again, the character models on this is not atrocious. It's reasonable, right? I think a lot of people might complain about this, where it's like too pirate and it has the bar thing. Personally, that's something you could turn off in a HUD element, which I'm gonna turn it off because I don't really care. But if they do gonna have this, I think they should like shorten the bar a little bit. I will say like right about here, like right underneath where it says pirate, just put a bar right here and just put it down whatever, instead of being like a whole big ass bar line right there. But at least we know like you can transfer stuff just like in previous Fallout games. Good to see it back. Great. But again, the animations, when we're talking about animations and stuff, definitely need some work. Yeah, it's a bit sluggish right there. He didn't do anything. He's charging with a knife. Again, never bring a knife to a gunfight. So hopefully they work on the AI stuff. But so far the models and stuff is pretty much okay. I'm gonna complain about that. The reload for this one is cool. And I know we're gonna get into that shotgun part, which I put King Thrash on that, like for real, like I put in respect for that one. That is true. That is true. But this is where the lag comes in. Well, not the lag, but the frame rate starts to dip. And you can see it. Again, the animations, when you're talking about like shooting at them and killing them is really good. I gotta say, it's really good. Like how they drop down with their bodies is good. They did that on point. But it's typical Bethesda. But again, how this enemy is reacting when the bullet shots are getting hit, it's good. I know the gun part right there, that was just floating up in the air. That how it drops. That's something they need to work on. Hopefully they'll just like fix that part and like, look, if you're shooting a guy, just let him hold on to the gun and then drop on the floor and then he'll just let it go. Other than that. Now this is where, again, the frame rate is a huge issue. They definitely need to work on that. Again, corridors and stuff like that in the environment looks good. Like, it looks good. I know it's not like, I get it, it's not like PlayStation, greatest level of detail like The Last of Us Part 1 remake. But this is doable. This is again, this is an RPG game. So I'm not expecting like it has to be some blowout graphics. Because if we had blowout graphics on this level with the planets, oh my god, like none of the console would even handle that. I don't even think a PC would even handle that unless you have a 3090 Ti and up. That could probably run that without a fucking problem with those graphics. But with this is somewhat like in the middle of the ballpark. I mean, they did make improvements, but it's not like a blowout thing, which is fine. This is an RPG game, so I'm not expecting to be like these graphics is gonna blow back everything. But the way how it fills in, like the detail and stuff, like again, the lighting, tables, chairs, like shit like this makes it feel believable in a corridor shooter. Other than like other games, it makes it feel like a false flag. Well, let's get to the grenade part. Yeah. So like the grenade, again, it could be these might be a different type of grenade. This might be a plasma or a shock charge explosion grenade. So you might not see a lot of like maybe like smoke cloud and stuff like that. So again, it depends. I don't know what type of grenade it is. It could be a special grenade. It could be just a regular frag grenade. And then the real question will be, well, we didn't see no smoke or particle effects. So that's another kind of issue. And yes, the tables did not move and stuff like that. But again, there's going to be things that's going to be put into the game, and there's trade-offs. Like, that's probably one of those trade-offs. It's like, yeah, we can put grenades and throw it in there, but we're not going to have shit just be like flow around all over the place. We're not going to have every fucking item. It'll be fucking insane. The frame rate dips will be like atrocious. Atrocious. For real. Like if they really did a realistic grenade in here, all of this shit would have been fucked up, and the frame rate would have went straight down. It would have been a dip for sure. Imagine trying to throw 3 grenades in this one fucking room, bro. That frame rate will not be fun. That would be horrendous. But again, this is just decent. Again, throwing up the guy up in the air. Yes, this part right here where King Crash points out, which it is true. Because this part is true. Like, yeah, it should have had the, he already dead. That thing should have been shooting out already. Would have hit him and stuff like that. It shoots from the ground right there. I'll give him a point for that. That's definitely it. Yeah, and the reflections, I mean, sure, there's going to be certain reflections and stuff that's going to be a little bit like need some work for sure. Because you can tell, you can see it. Lock picking, okay. This is just typical stuff. I'm expecting this. This is not a big deal. I don't know. Hopefully people don't complain about it. I'm not complaining about it. It's just lock picking. Simple. Now, this gun right here. Now, what I can say about this gun when it was used, I did not like this one. Because it doesn't feel like it packs or do a freaking punch. Like, it does. Like, it does hit. Yeah, like when it comes down to here, when you're starting to shoot some of these pirates and stuff like that, it doesn't feel like it's hitting it, and also the projectiles as well. Yeah, like that one was shooting up here on the top, so, or it could be them shooting back. I'm not sure because they probably might use the same thing, but it's really hard to tell because it's either this gun is fucked up or it's just the enemy just shooting all over the place like stormtroopers. But again, this is why I say, like, the AI needs fucking work. Like, more important, like, it needs work for sure. Like, that needs to be a lot more work. Again, I don't know if it's like a different difficulty level. They could play it on easy, and this guy is, you know, again, invincible, because when you go back, right, just I'll go back to that part, but when you go back and when these people was shooting at you, right, when they was like trying to kill you, I think it was in this, yeah, right after this part right here. See, he got 2 shots off of that person easy. So basically this probably is one of those, you know, the hit detection or the hit boxes is not, you know, they don't have no hit, the player doesn't have no hitbox, or they're invincible, so they're not taking any damage, because usually when you take damages it usually be red screen and stuff like that. So again, jumping back to that part right here, again, they most likely probably is like these are shooting at him directly, but the hitbox is not registering. So we, you know, again, it may look like, it seems like, oh, it's just shooting off the screen. Who knows? This could be hitting you, but they just turned that shit off. So that could be it. They're just showing you like this is like what it will look like. But AI wise, I will say they need some work. I mean, yes, this person running into cover, this person over here, that's good. But it needs a little bit. And again, the gun animations, like the gun, how it sounds when it punch, doesn't, you know, whatever. But when you're talking about more of a sci-fi game, not every gun in a sci-fi is going to have recoil. Like, it's just not. Some guns will have recoil, and some guns is just not going to have recoil. It's no different from when you're playing, like, you know, again, like, if we was talking about, like, what game? Like, you know, like Halo, for example. I'm just throwing this as an example. Like, there's a frag grenade, and there's the one that's the plasma grenade. They're 2 different grenades, you know. We know the frag is going to give you more punch, but it bounces around more. And you know the you know, like the Simtex grenade, like the, you know, like the plasma grenade, we know that will stick. It will not bounce around as much. It will stick. It will basically will stay where it's at. It just do like an explosion. Again, it's a more electrifying explosion than a frag grenade will just blows up. It's just 2 different grenades. It just depends on what you want to use. But again, I'm not expecting this gun to have recoil, but I am expecting this gun to have a bit of a punch, because yeah, because when you hearing it like this, like it goes like tit 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 tit, you know, I'm not really feeling that. I think they could probably maybe like up the sound for that and like do some punches to it. But again, I'm not expecting a laser weapon to have recoil, because usually when you're having a laser weapon, it's normally you don't really have that much recoil to it. Now, if you was talking about, like, again, the other weapon, like when you're talking about this, right, I'm expecting this gun has recoil. That's for sure. This one has a little bit of recoil, or probably none, because no, actually this has no recoil. I see it. So this one needs recoil, because you can hear those gunshots like going like ba-da-da-da-da-da-da. That's when, like, this gun deserves recoil. But when you're talking about a laser, I'm not expecting this to have recoil, but I'm expecting it to have a more of a better punch, to, like, you know, like you can really, like, you know, like hear it and see like, oh shit, this laser can do some work. Like, like I'm expecting a bit more punch to it. And you know, again, this is more of a rifle. A pistol, I'm expecting this sound like this is more towards a pistol. Like that sound, how it goes like tit tit tit. That's more like a pistol sound than a rifle. Just to be honest here. But again, going back, seeing this, AI needs to work. That's for damn sure. I like it where, okay, here comes an enemy ship coming in. That's cool. Again, the environment is nothing to ride home about, but it does look good. Now, I know King Thrash said about, reflections. Now, reflections, again, is a trade-off. Because when you're talking about ray tracing reflections or any reflections, even if it's just like simple reflections, it can still put a little damper into the overall gameplay and how it will perform. Because again, usually when I go play on PC, I turn ray tracing off because it's just a gimmick and it just does a performance hit. If we was at the technology now, like let's say like 20 years from now, right? And we was talking about ray tracing right now, man, ray tracing will be like, great, we could turn that shit on. It doesn't hit us as hard as it is right now. Like probably like in the future it'd be like maybe like 10%. Maybe like 10% it will do a performance hit, but it's not as bad as right now. Like you try to turn on ray tracing with reflections and all this shit, oh my god, that performance is gonna take a fucking huge hit. No matter what, if it's on a console, a PC, it's going to take a hit on across all three. It doesn't matter. It's just going to be very hard to put reflections on here. Am I expecting like again? Am I expecting these games and this graphical game to be like mind blowing? No, I'm expecting it to be like more like here's Fallout 4. And we improved on most of the other shit that is important. Like again, facial animations, AI the AI, how the AI is reacting. We need something better than this, right? The guns, the recoils and stuff like that, the frame rate, those things are so important. Those things needs to be a lot more important than anything else. That's something that needs to be worked on. But I'm not expecting this game to be like, oh my god, like this is going to blah blah blah. No, but it is going to be a very fun and interesting game. It's definitely going to be a really fun game for sure. It's going to be a fun game. See, like right there, like try to jump up on top and getting shot at. Again, AI needs a bit of work, but again, I don't know what difficulty they're on. They could put it on a certain difficulty. That's cool. I can respect that. I like that part where you can actually, if you hit their fucking jetpack, they fly up in the air and just blow the fuck up. Cool. Again, there's nothing wrong with the environment. The guns needs work, and again, like all the rest of the problems that I said, that's not. Now, I like this one. This is good because in previous games, we don't have that much mobility. Like when you look at Fallout, right? Fallout 4, Fallout 3, normally we're just on foot. There's barely any vehicles. If not, there's zero vehicles, there's none. And then when Skyrim, we was flying on a dragon, but we know how wonky that was, right? But however, with this game, we got jetpacks and we can actually fly and have a little bit mobility, a little bit of height, we can go down. I wouldn't say this is like, oh my god, we're doing like Superman shit. Calm the fuck down. Please temper your expectations. We're not flying like Superman, but for the fact that we're having mobility like this, it's pretty dope. I gotta say. I like that, okay? Like again, the guns and animations needs work. For sure. And whatever gun this person has, I like this. This is pretty good. This looks good. This looks awesome. The details on this, like 30 right here, just shooting away. Pretty good. And this is like a level pirate too. So who knows? Maybe there's going to be stronger pirates that has level like 10, 15. They probably carry like more heftier weapon, much more dangerous weapons. They probably can throw back grenades. Who knows? So again, I don't know how this game will play out. I don't know if the difficulty is scaled by the, you know, like again, by which one you're picking. Like if you pick easy, you get easy pirates straight off the bat. If I pick on hard difficulty, I still got easy pirates, but they still be, maybe the AI is more deadlier. It's more like a 2-3 shot kill. That could be it. I don't know how they're gonna play it, but whatever the case may be, hopefully they'll fix that, fix the AI, the frame rate, you know, all of that stuff. So I'm glad they pushed this shit back. You know, and again, I like the mobility that they're doing. And another key thing, I think a lot of people, again, gamers pass over their heads, that you can actually steal a fucking pirate spaceship. You can actually steal this shit, which is good. I mean, come on now. I mean, look at this. Look at this. What game can you sit there and tell me in any of these fucking games that you're going to sit there and tell me that, look, what shit that I'm going to be stealing out of any of these fucking first party games on here on PlayStation? What game is that? I can't steal shit. The only thing I'm gonna fucking steal is a sword from Ghost of Tsushima, and that's about it. That's it. You know, like, come on, man. Like, this is what I'm talking about. This is like, yes, this is what I'm looking for. This is what the difficulty and shit that I want, because I want to make choices like this. Imagine if I stole a spaceship and just say, fuck it, I'm gonna sell this shit, make money, or take whatever fucking shit that they have, take whatever fucking parts, and use it on my own fucking spaceship. Damn. Hello. That's fucking choices, baby. That's fucking freedom. That's what real gamers want to play. They want to play like this. They don't want to play in a set piece like, oh, I gotta go to a straight line, get through the end, rush through this, get a trophy. Fuck all that bullshit. I want to play this shit like this is like a do or die game for me. This is one life, one bullet. Like, bro, I'm gonna play this shit. If I get killed, I gotta restart the whole fucking game. That's how I'm playing this. I'm ready. But again, let's keep moving. And again, it looks great. And again, it
After
has
some initial
issues.
encounters, you're invited to join Constellation, who, in the future the game is set in, are the last group of space explorers. To meet them, you'll head to the capital city of New Atlantis.
Now, I'd like this one. So, okay, just to I'm going to make this clear for everyone, because again, a lot of people on Twitter and everywhere else is complaining and spreading hypocrisy and all this bullshit. This is No Man's Sky, blah, 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 all this bullshit. Look, you're missing the big picture, okay? This game is mostly space colonies. That means that this is not like, here's a planet with this many people. Like, there's no, like, you know, these are like, here's a colony and there's only one colony on each planet, and that's perfectly fine, my nigga. I'm not expecting Bethesda to create like 3 fucking cities in each planet. Like, that'd be fucking insane. Or like 20 different thousand villages. Like, I'm not expecting that, you know. Like, I'm expecting handcrafted things, because this is more of a exploration space colony game. That means that pretty much this is where yes, there's gonna be barren parts. That's for resources and stuff, and I'll get to that part a little bit later when he talks about the customization and stuff. But it does play a huge role, and everything connects together. So for this, what he's doing is great. You know, I'm not expecting like, yo, it has to be like fucking 78 million, you know, like 78 million cities and this. I understand that, okay, this is a colony game. This is where they're exploring, they're trying to settle, they're trying to grow population. So I'm not expecting that every city is going to have like 10 million people walking around, or 10 million NPCs or AI is going to be walking around. You gotta be more realistic. Realistically, you know, and even today's world, right? Let's say we went outer space. I fucking guarantee you, there's not going to be like, oh my god, there's like going to be 10 million people going to go to live on Mars. Like if they had a spaceship ready to go, I know 10 million people ain't gonna be ready by that week to go out to fucking Mars. I guarantee you. Because when you go into Mars, you know it's gonna be nothing. And then on top of that, you know you're gonna be fucking working your ass off just to build a fucking city on Mars. Right? So don't expect like, oh man, this is gonna like again, this game takes a little bit into the future, but again, they're still in like a settlement colony era. This is like basically like Christopher Columbus discovered America, right? And you had Indians was living there, you know, and then you got these people from, you know, England came over there and, you know, like, you know, took over this territory. There's a small colonized. They didn't explore everything in America, what they had to offer. They just only explored a small bit of a, you know, colony, island. Then they branch off and they, you know, gather more people, get more people in this town. That's how it works. It's no different from this. No different. But this looks fucking good. This looks pretty cool. Now, I can sit here and say is like, yes, this right here, the vegetation right here from my screen looks pretty damn flat. Like, this looks flat. It's not terrible, but it does look flat. That's for damn sure. Okay? Is it every vegetation? No, but you could tell like this is a little flat. But the city itself looks pretty fucking amazing. I gotta give credit where credit is due. This looks good. This looks like, yes, I'm ready to explore every nook and cranny down this bitch. I'm ready. And look, and it makes sense. You know what I'm saying? There's not, now I know a lot of people might say, oh, there's not that much NPCs around. Like, but you gotta understand, this is a colonized city. I'm not expecting there's gonna be a lot of NPCs just running around and shit, you know? And on top of that, the consoles, what we got now, and if you're running on like a decent graphic card, it's probably not going to handle like 10,000 fucking people in one screen. We're not there yet, you know what I'm saying? It's just like Cyberpunk. Like, you see Cyberpunk, when that game came out, it runs like ass on consoles. Let's keep it a buck. It really did run like ass on consoles. And even it runs pretty damn harshly on PC, especially on decent graphic cards. It runs pretty harsh, you know? Like, you're gonna have to turn down some settings, so you can't crank everything up unless you got like a 3090. And even a 3090 is even, you know, getting some hits and stuff like that, especially if you turn on ray tracing and reflections. And again, I'm not expecting this game to have like, you know, ray tracing and reflections, you know, because they know that it's gonna take a performance hit. So they probably left some of that shit out. Sure, there might be some reflections, but that's baked in reflections. I'm talking about like ray tracing reflections. You're not gonna get this in this game. That's for damn sure. I'm keeping it reasonable. I'm keeping it on a realistic level. So for this, what they got so far with the skybox, the NPCs walking around with carrier bags and stuff like that, this looks pretty damn good. And now again, I don't know, whatever, but again, on a realistic level, I'm not expecting 10,000 people walking through this bitch. But so far, for what I see, it looks good. It looks believable. Got this, landing pads, this, stations and stuff, the UNC. It looks really good. Now, I noticed in this corner, you probably can't see it, but there is actually a kid in this corner. So, are we going to see kids in this game? Probably so. Yes, we're gonna see kids. So we're gonna have kids in here. We might start a family. Who knows? So this is gonna be very interesting. See, I can see it kind of looks from this. It may not look flat, but there's certain things that may look flat to you. Something like this. Vegetation over here looks pretty good. Maybe over there from a distance, it kind of looks flat. But again, I'm not expecting like this is gonna have like super high resolution ray tracing. Please don't try to sit there and say, yo, this game is gonna have super ray tracing, because it's not. It's definitely gonna have a performance hit if you put on ray tracing. And ray tracing is a fucking gimmick. Yes, does it work? Does it look beautiful? Does it add to the game? Absolutely. But the technology that we're at right now, and the current consoles that we have right now, we are nowhere near close to running ray tracing that doesn't even take a performance hit, or barely takes a performance hit. It takes a major hit. Major hit. When I say major, that's a fucking hit. That's going from 100 frames, and then you turn on ray tracing, it goes back down to 50 to 40 frames. That's a major hit. We're not like where it's like, oh, we turn on ray tracing, it only takes away, like, we went from 100 to like maybe like 90 to 80 FPS. That's better. That's like 10 to 20% hit than all the way down to 40 to 30 frames. Like, nah, come on. So realistically, I understand why they don't put no fucking ray tracing in this, but it looks good. It looks good. Now, I liked this one. I like how the environment, how it looks, like how it looks, the city itself. This right here, you know, with the flags and stuff like that, this soldiers right over here, this all looks good. This all looks good. Now, I can sit here again, we can point it out, like, again, some of the textures on here does look a bit flat, like, you know, right, like, you know, whatever. But is it again, it's a trade-off. Again, when you're building a big giant city with NPCs running around and stuff like that, again, don't expect like ray tracing, don't expect like, oh my god, like these, you know, whatever is going to be like so amazing. Like, man, it's going to be a fucking, it would have been a huge hit. It would have been a massive delay. I don't even think these consoles now can even handle this type of fucking, you know, with like, if it has like HD textures, this city, everything, oh my god, it would have been horrendous. This game would have run horrendous. But the textures is flat. Sure, you could say that the textures does look pretty flat. But is it like a trade-off? Yes, it's a trade-off. It's just what you got to do. It's like, we want more NPCs, we want to do this, but we got to trade some of the textures and stuff like that, but we'll try to bruce it up. I think that's what they're trying to do in this game. But again, the details on the soldiers and stuff like that, how they're walking, got the guns like this. Yo, it looks good. It looks really, really good. They did a fantastic job with some of these NPCs. Is it every NPC? No, but I think they did a fantastic job on most of these NPCs on here. So they're gonna definitely have to go back and do some touch-up work and some reworks. Robot looks good. Again, you start to see some of those flat textures, but I don't think it's not that big of a fucking deal. I mean, the world itself and the buildings and how it looks, it's pretty fucking good. I'm not gonna lie. It looks really good. I'm not gonna say it's mind-blowing, but it's good. It's good. Now, again, textures on the arms and stuff like that, it's not, you know, whatever, but I do appreciate that they do put some details, like, again, skin marks here, this, that. It's not mind-blowing, but at least it's not like a fucking hand of Play-Doh. So I do appreciate that. I like that.
Welcome to
Now, this right here, I will say the facial animations and the talk and the dialogue is great. I don't know, her eyes is a bit little crooked. I think she needs to put her eyes a little bit like straight right here. It's off because it doesn't look like she's like looking directly in your face.
Constellation. We have a lot to talk about.
Or then again, you know what? It doesn't look that bad. I take that back. I retracted that. But again, yes, there's some other characters that needs work in facial animation, but so far, what I'm looking at between the dialogue, how it sounds pretty good. Let's look at it again.
Welcome to Constellation. We have a lot to talk about.
That's really good. That is good. Now, you could say, like, again, the hair physics, again, this is that trade-off thing, because this is not like how, like, Metroid Exodus, like, the dog hair and the fur and stuff, it kind of moves, it looks kind of realistic. So there is some trade-off to this. But however, from what I'm looking at right now, from the character animations, the look, the eyes and stuff like that, it's good. It's doable. I got nothing to complain about. The coat and stuff like that. Again, the thing that we not seeing is the fact that we're not seeing the choices that you have, like the dialogue choices and stuff. We haven't seen that yet. I don't know whether we are going to have dialogue choices. If we do, that's great. However, we haven't seen any dialogue choices yet, so we gotta wait and see how is that going to work. But again, what I'm seeing so far right here, this is good. It's good. I don't have no complaints about this. It looks really good. Again, the robot looks good right here. You see, like, is there some pixelated stuff over here from a distance? You can see the shimmering and stuff like that. But, and also right here, a lot of the texture popping and stuff, or the, you know, where you see the bookshelf, it kind of looks like it's really like faded. Like it just looks like glue Play-Doh all in the background. You could tell. But again, the robot in front with the details and stuff like that on here, rusty, how it looks good. That looks good.
We're all here.
Now this needs work. That's for damn sure. This is Play-Doh. Okay? On some real shit, on a realistic level, that looks like Play-Doh. That needs some work and some touch-ups. Hopefully Bethesda will do something like that. But I understand why they delayed it, because they gotta do these types of touch-ups, like touch-ups on here, lack of detail, you know, stuff. Like, again, the shape, how, you know, whatever, the character's shape, what it looks like is great. It just need to add and come back and add some detail and stuff like that, because that look like some Play-Doh character. Okay,
Because we're committed.
this is another Play-Doh character. It's not too bad. I see they did put some details to it, but they need to add a bit more. But again, they need to do that. And again, the lighting is a little bit, maybe a little bit too bright. I think they need to tone it down a bit. But other than that, you know, again, they just need to put some details. That's another Play-Doh character. Again, it's not like the clothes and stuff like that and the arms and stuff is great. I think the face just needs a bit more work. If they put in a little bit more work and stuff and you know, fix some of this stuff, I think it will look great. So they definitely need to fix, definitely, for sure. Is it all characters? No, but some of it, yes, for sure. But so far, you know, again, like some of the, you know, the background, this is not too bad. You know, not really much popping. You can kind of tell it's kind of like the, you know, like the backdrop and stuff like that. But the details and, like, again, the shirt, this, the hands, they're good. They're okay. They're not, I'm not gonna sit here saying, look, it has to be like Last of Us bullshit, but this is doable. I like this, you know, right here. I think the face, some of the details in the face just needs a bit of touch up. That's what needs to be done. And maybe some of the few characters, like shirts and their details and stuff, needs to be put in. But okay,
Question of all.
that's good.
What's out there?
So this scene right here, I like this. This is really good. You know, got the trees right here. You see the stars right there. The sun is all the way back out there. This looks good. I really do like this. This is a really cool scene right here. Again, this is like, I know a lot of people might say, it's a desolate wasteland. It's like, whatever. Hold on. I'm gonna explain, and I'm gonna tell you.
These artifacts could be
So let's go back to that part. And see that part.
out there. These artifacts.
So we got artifacts. So we're just getting these artifacts. Good. So it gives us a goal in mind. What are we trying to do? What is this game are we trying to do? We're investigating artifacts. We're trying to get these artifacts and bring them together and see what could happen and stuff like that. So it brings an air of mystery. Cool. You know, it's something that I'm excited to do. I don't mind. This is something great. You know, I want to know what they're gonna have, surprises and stuff like that. I can't wait. And if you haven't noticed, we haven't seen any alien race. We haven't seen any alien characters. There's a lot of human AI, the pirates, and stuff like that. So there is, in all of these, like 100 planets or 1,000 planets out of these 100 solar systems, there is going to be a race or a tribe of alien species that we can try to communicate and talk to And we might put that shit on the ship. That's pretty lit, dog. But we gotta wait and see. But again, like the story, the objective of getting these artifacts, this is gonna be interesting. So I think this is better than Fallout 4. Like, oh yeah, this happens and whatever, which that story. I think this one is gonna be a lot more mystery, a lot more. It's something that I just cannot wait, because it's just gonna make me want to explore and look through every nook and cranny, try to find stuff, do objectives. But again, looking at this scene, again, the artifacts and stuff like that, the particle effects look cool. Again, we talk about the characters a little bit. Again, I think the face needs to be worked on. I think that's the only thing. Everything else is good. The faces and stuff.
Could be everything.
Maybe some technical.
As to what they are, what they're building.
See, look, that looks cool. I like that.
They are.
See, this looks good. This looks
building.
Really good.
You'll be part of solving that puzzle now.
Okay, so we got the ship landing and stuff like that. This looks good. See, this is what, I think I wish if Death Stranding was like this type of game. I think a lot of people would not give Death Stranding some flack if it was like this. But.
So, you found something?
So I really like this. The suit, the details on this, it looks great. The spaceships in the background, the smokes and particle effects look great. That looks good. I think they probably know that they have to go back and do some of these little touch up and details. But other than that, I mean, just looking at the suit right here, this looks good. The character walking up, the animations, how it walks, looks good.
So, you found something?
A new guy found it.
See, and look at this. It looks really good. Now, again, I know this is not like ray trace reflections and stuff like that, but so far, the suit, how it looks, and the character's face, and how it looks, you know what I'm saying? The beard, teeth, eyes, looks damn near good. The outfit that they have on looks good, man. It looks really good. I'm impressed. I think they definitely did a step up in Fallout 4. They did a big step up in Fallout 4.
You dug up the artifact, right?
It looks good. Lip animation looks good. Again, there's certain characters that they need touch-ups, but this one, whoever did this, they knocked this shit out the park. This is A fucking plus. It's
That
good.
means you saw it. The visions?
And look, the facial expressions to it, the stuff like that, and the way how he's talking, like how he's muffling, perfect. No issues there. They did a fantastic job with that. Let's listen to that shit again. Hold on. Listen to that part. Watch the facial animations.
You'll be part of solving that puzzle now.
This looks good. That looks good. Now look.
So, you found something?
A new guy found it.
You dug up the artifact, right? That means you saw it. The visions?
Good. That looks really good. Facial animations and stuff like that. Character, how he looks. This, that. Looks good. They knocked this shit out the park. That looks great.
The visions?
It looks great.
The artifact you found.
Again, walking animations is good. You got jetpacks, some of the scenery that you're gonna explore and stuff. This looks pretty cool. Looks good.
One of many.
Look at this, another building we can explore, look around. Good.
Scattered across the...
This looks pretty cool too. This is not on the level of Cyberpunk. I think this is a little bit toned back version of Cyberpunk. But that's fine. I'd much rather have a toned back down version of Cyberpunk, like vibes and the feel, than trying to put the actual Cyberpunk game in this. Because if it's gonna run like atrocious with this many lights and it's just gonna be, it'll be way too much. It'd be looking fucking crazy. So I'm glad that they say, hey, we're gonna have the Cyberpunk vibes, but we're going to tone it down a little bit and make it more focused in to like cities, slums areas, stuff like that, and not make it like stupidly huge, which is fine. I got no complaints about that. That's good. But other than that, the lighting in here, the smokes and stuff, I will say it looks kind of murky a little bit. Again, you see some of the a little bit murky. Again, it could be just the fog and stuff like that, but it does, you can tell right here where I'm pointing at, it does look a bit murky. But so far, like, again, the buildings, the scrapers, right, this, you know, some of the buildings, the skyline things, you know, the antenna, all this stuff, the neon lights, you know, the smoke particle effects, you know, like, it's pretty good. It is pretty damn good. I like this. Like, right here, get a better look right here, you know, the medical, looks like a medical things, the slum area, detailing and stuff like that, patrols. This looks really good. This looks really, really good. Very believable. You know, I feel very condensed and trap. It feels more believable. It's way more grounded. I like this. Does a fantastic job. Villages right here. Again, this is like probably an outskirt village and stuff like that from another planet. Again, I'm not expecting it's going to be like 5 different villages and 1 city and all of these planets and stuff. There's going to be a variety of different things in some of these planets and solar systems, and it's probably going to be either 1 to 2 villages, maybe 3, or there might be like 2 or 3 abandoned places you have to explore to discover stuff. So, you know, again, I'm not sitting here and expecting like, yo, it's going to be like Fallout's whatever. Or no, I'm sorry, not Fallout. I'm not going to be expecting like it's going to be Cyberpunk. It's just going to be a much more simplistic, very explorable, you know, game. And just looking around and stuff, it looks good, and I got no complaints about it. It looks really good, feels believable.
Unlock their secrets.
You could tell, like, again, and this one looks like a museum, statues and stuff like that. You know, NPCs talking right here. It looks good, man. It looks really, really good. I'm liking this. I'm really liking it.
Beautiful, isn't it?
Another artifact. Probably this is another side quest story. Again, character models, facials, how the voice acting, how they talking. It's really good.
The man who sold me this told me that it spoke to him.
That looks good. Facial animations, character wrinkle, that needs to be put on from some of the other characters from the last time. If they got the details like this, they will knock it out the park. So they definitely got to go back and do some touch-ups. But this character right here, it's good. It looks good. Details on this, excellent. It looks really, really good. They knocked this one out the park. Gotta give credit where credit is due. Again, another part of that cyberpunk world. Again, this looks like a lot better. Again, you still got that fog haze effect. That looks good. You know, again, neon lights, all of this stuff looks good. I got no complaints.
Systems is full of groups with other.
I don't know what that is.
Systems is full of groups.
No, this probably like some sort of office and stuff. But it looks good. It looks good. I think, again, I can't get a better look at that character. It does look murky from a distance, but other than that, the environment itself looks fucking good. I really like the pipe details here, the lights. It looks
Groups
good.
with other priorities.
Again, character details.
That's the Crimson Fleet! Everybody get ready!
The fleet
Animations and
doesn't
stuff.
follow the rules. Agree to work for you.
Look, facial animation, character design, and details looks
Sister,
good.
together, we take down these cutthroat pirates.
That looks good. Looks like the machine gun did some work right there. That looks like it packed a punch. Loving that. You know, Crimson Fleet coming down. Got 5 of them shooting, running, and stuff. Got one hiding over here. Again, the details. I think the fire effects and stuff like that, that needs to be worked on, because it does look like a flat 3D texture.
That's the Crimson Fleet!
It looks like a flat 2D texture
The fleet does.
instead of 3D texture. I think.
Told me that it
Hold on.
spoke to him.
Of course.
Follow the rules.
Everybody get ready!
See, that looks pretty good. I like that. That looks good with that that detail right there, and then them just coming out.
Doesn't
shooting
follow
us
the
out.
rules. Agree to work for UCC staff. Together, we take down these cutthroat pirates.
Yeah, see the explosion like this looks a little bit flat. It's not all bad, but it does look pretty flat. But I do like this gun right here, whatever this main character got this. But it looks like it really does pack a punch right there. Like it goes. Duh, 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 duh. I like that. Looks good. Again, the spaceship, how it is, how it looks. You know the bay. You know like the landing dock and stuff like that. It looks good. All of this looks good.
We're not just here to shoot
I like this one. Looks good.
the bad guys. We're peacekeepers. We protect the people of the free.
You know what this reminds me of? I gotta sit here and say, but it reminds me of William Ford. How would you say it from the Star Wars? Harrison Ford or something like that. It reminds me of this character, but it looks good, yo. The characters, facial animations, clothing details, looks good.
We protect the people of the Free Star Collective. When you sign up with the
Crimson Fleet,
Crimson Fleet,
good.
no one quits. The only way out is
That looks good. That looks good. Because you look at this. This looks really, really good. You see how like character model faces and stuff like that. The suit. This looks good. That looks really good.
The path ahead.
And again, you know, bodies right here. You know, again, looks like it's like a frozen.
May be dangerous.
And now we got mobility. It's just showing off mobility again, like where you can actually use the jetpack to fly up, down. That looks good. Looks really good. I'm very impressed by this. Now, some of the monsters and stuff like that. Again, monsters and stuff looks good. Maybe they need maybe a bit more. But other than that, it looks good. You know, we're going to have different types of monsters, creatures to fight with. Different weapons we're going to be dealing with. This one kind of like reminds me of like we're going to have that kind of like that Alien Isolation kind of vibe going on. I like that. This is where that it feels like an Alien Isolation vibes right here. That's going to be cool because now we're going to have not just like again like you know like people or citizens to kill, like fighting each other, you know, or killing each other. But we also gonna have monsters gonna be hiding in some of these, you know, facilities and stuff. And there's gonna be some big giant monsters, small ones. This one is like some sort of like tarantula kind of spider, and it just feels like that Alien Colonial Marine vibe. So it's gonna be freaking lit. I can't wait. Yeah, see.
But we are not stopping.
This looks good. Like the detail, ground textures and stuff like that. Lighting.
Dusties don't even make it this far.
She
Because
looks
whatever
good.
lies at the end of this road will change humanity
That looks good.
forever.
That gives.
See, everything what they just shown in that one, like, it's good. Like, I don't got no complaints. Like, again, the only thing I can say here complain is about, like, what I said before. That's it. But other than that, most of this stuff is pretty damn good. So, I don't think, like, again, I'd much rather to have this release in, like, December. Because, for real, if it released in December, they can take as much time as they need to make sure the game is really polished. Frame rates needs to be fixed. The guns and animation needs work, and some of the character animation and facial stuff needs to be added on and play tested. And I think it should be ready by either of maybe six more months or all the way up to December. Like, that's how far I'm willing to sit here and say, like, you know, I think Starfield needs to be releasing either in next year in June or all the way up in December or November. I think that would be a perfect time to release this. But other than that, yo, it's pretty fucking good. They did a good job on that shit. So I'm excited to play this game for sure.
Gives you a look at the stories in Starfield. But ultimately, it's not our story, it's the story you create by who you are and the choices you make. And that starts with character creation.
Okay, so this is what I think a lot of people like Lucas and all these dumbass PlayStation Sony pony bullshit are saying, like, oh, you know, like, yeah, because it's about you, motherfucker. It's not about, like, they make a character and you just go and follow like the rest of the idiots. Like, this is about you. Don't make this about somebody else. Like, again, going back to this, we're not making this about, oh, we're making this like Uncharted. We're gonna make this character about this. We're gonna make this character about this. It has nothing to do with characters, bro. Stop it. This is about me and what the fuck I want to do. Like, I don't give a shit what all these fucking other characters are doing. I really can care less. Because we already know about their story. We've been through their shit. We know about that. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's just like playing Ghost of Tsushima. We know that the next game is going to be Ghost of Tsushima 2. It's no fucking surprise there. We know this. We just don't know what the story is going to be, but we all know how it's going to fucking play. So this is no grandiose surprise. You know, this is not me and the character I want to play as and what do I want to do. Like, I want freedom. I don't want to play the same corridor bullshit. I get tired of that. That shit gets boring. That's why, if you hear what Todd Howard says, this is you. Listen to what Todd Howard has to say.
Gives you a look at the stories in Starfield. But ultimately, it's not our story. It's the story you create.
Exactly. It's not our story. This is your story that you create. They just set up a goal, an end goal for you to go and figure out in however way you want to do. That's what Starfield is fucking about. That's why a lot of people like about games like this, because this is me as a character in the game. You know, this is me. These are the choices that I make. It's going to be different from my friend at the job, what choices that he's going to make. So we might share and talk about different experiences and what we did. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on now.
By who you are and the choices you make. And that starts
Bingo.
With character creation.
So the character creation looks decent. Okay, again, the facial, I think hopefully they got facial details in here. But again, so far,
it's our
most
good. Flexible yet. You can customize all the elements of how you look.
Good. So now we got muscular, thin, heavy. I think the only thing is that we're missing in this. I don't know if they put this in the game or not, but I will say please put like height. That'd be great. Like if we want to make ourselves a little bit smaller, a bit more taller, that would be great if we can go up to a certain height. I don't think we don't need to like be like 6'9" bullshit, but at least we can be like maybe 6'5", 6'4", or 6, and then as low as like 4'11", 4'11", or maybe like, you know, whatever height. That'd be great if they add that in here. I don't know if they do or not, but hopefully, maybe, but we'll see. We'll see what they do. But so far, like what the characters looks like in this, good.
You'll pick a background.
Good. So now we got a background. So basically, see, for a lot of PlayStation Sony ponies don't know shit about what's picking a background. Basically, background is about you and what you're trying to do with your life, you know, like, or whatever, right? If you want to be a chef, you want to be a bounty hunter, do you have to play exactly like a bounty hunter? No, you don't. But what background you pick is what ultimately, you know, is how you're going to play and progress to the game, and it gives you certain perks for it. You know what I'm saying? So for me, when I get this game, the first thing I want to be is a bounty hunter. That's what I want to do. Or I might just go with something like an explorer, right? And then go as a rogue hero in the Crimson Fleet. You know, so there's many different things you can go about this. So again, picking your background is what is going to give you, and each one could have mix of this, that, and the third. So that's what I like about this, you know. And they also give you, you know, again, you know, combat medic. This is what it does. You could be a chef, a cyber runner, a cybernetics, I don't know, diplomat, you know, explorer, gangster, you know, like, cool. You know, that's great.
That gives you 3 starting skills.
Says here you spend some time as a diplomat. Having a way with words might prove useful.
So, a diplomat, that's good, because when you be a diplomat, that means persuasions and other things that you talk to NPCs and characters could go a lot more easier, way more smoother.
There are optional traits, and these come with unique advantages and disadvantages.
So you got traits. So now we got advantages and disadvantages. What you got to do. I think there was one on here that says kid stuff, right? Let me look at that trait. Okay. So when you go on kid stuff, your parents are alive and well, and you can visit them at their home. But 10% of all the money you earn is deducted automatically and sent to them. So whatever money you earn, 10% of that is going towards back to the family. So we could have family, we could have parents, we could make our own family, which is cool. So that means we can have a background of, I could be a chef on a ship on the Crimson Fleet, and then I got mixed up and I betrayed them, and then, you know, I got my family back home. So whatever I earn is going to bring back to my family or parents or whatever. So there's going to be different traits on here, which is cool. Look, they even got unwanted hero. I wonder what that trait is about. I can't wait to see what all these traits can do. Advantage and disadvantage, which is good. So it makes the game a bit more interesting. Just in case for the Sony Pony salts may not understand about traits and backgrounds, that's just a rough general idea. So think of it as if you was playing as Aloy in, you know, Horizon Forbidden West. And let's say Aloy had different traits and stuff like that, right? Traits that will give her an advantage and disadvantages. Let's say her biggest trait is like, yes, she likes to, you know, climb and jump, and, you know, she got more mobility movement. But at the same time, like, she needs like more like food and stuff like that to keep her energy or her health up. So like, instead of like using one med or one little whatever bandages wrap, she gotta use 2 times more to use bandages wrap. I'm just throwing it as an example. So now it makes it a little bit more challenging where, yes, I have 3 bandages, but I gotta use 2 if I want my health bar to be in full. Or to even use it, I gotta use 2 then instead of 1. That's the, you know, again, that's traits going upside for it and the downside for it. You got mobility, she's more flexible and shit, but if she does get damaged, she does take more, she gotta heal a little bit more than what she usually do heal. Like 1 apple do half percent health, you know, like half a percent, like 50% of recovery, but she got to use 2 apples just to recover that full 100%. It's not going to be 1, you know what I'm saying? That's the difference, you know, that's the difference between traits and stuff like that, which is fucking cool as hell, and it makes it more challenging.
And these come with unique advantages and disadvantages.
Advantages and disadvantages. There's like, right here, if you go through this, and like I said, if you go through this and fucking read it, then you understand, like, oh, okay, you know. So now we got 3 of them, so basically we can, and it's optional too, so we can have just 1 trait, that's it, or we can have up to 3 traits. So that's pretty cool.
But it's not just in how you can look, but in how your character plays.
Look at this, characters look good, models look good, you know, clothing looks good,
and develops.
Looks good.
The skill system combines the best from our previous.
Bam, got the skill system right here. Great, you know, got science, tech, social, physical. Good, I'm looking forward to
games.
this.
And you can unlock new skills as you level up. and then you rank those skills up by using them and completing challenges.
Right. So basically using a weapon, whatever, and it will rank up all the way to level 4, which is cool. So it gives you more damages, and you got to use the weapon to rank up towards that weapon. So if I use a pistol, whatever, then, this is what's going to rank up to. If I use a sniper rifle a lot, it's going to rank up the damages and whatever perks and stuff for that sniper rifle. Great. Good. Makes it more interesting.
And there's deep crafting systems. From running research projects.
So this is where I know a lot of people will sit there and say, oh, well, it's resource heavy, blah, blah, blah. It's like No Man's Sky. This is why, again, No Man's Sky has resources, but usually it's just for simple bullshit. This, however, it takes it to a different level where it makes it a lot harder, but is more grounded and realistic. Because when you think about it, when you're talking about resources, like, again, look at this, you gotta get food, right? Outposts is developed, like, right? Equipment, whatever equipment, the modding and stuff like that, health helmet mod or whatever, and weapons, this. So all of these are basically resources that they're gathering from different planets, and is being put towards where, okay, once they get the resources, you collect those resources, and then you can use that towards do my ship needs more food. Does my ship needs more food? Do we need to repair like a fucking broken whatever ship off of the thing because I got hit? It's damaged a certain amount of time. Do we need to replace the recharge shield? Realistically, you need resources. That's realistic. So it's not just about, just food and outposts. Now it's just like, it's equipment, weapons, your spaceship, right? Come on. Like, are you fucking serious? It could be even for, like, again, it may not be just for you. That could be your crew members on the damn ship. Yo, crew members need food. Yeah. Right? Fuel. You need resources to get fuel to go to another planet. So don't think of this as this is No Man's Sky where I'm just gonna jump on the plane and I'm just gonna take off. It's that fucking simple. You think that shit is going to be fucking easy? Think again. It is not going to be fucking as easy as you fucking think it will. Now you have to really make those decisions, based on this and what you're bringing. Are you going by yourself? Are you bringing a crew along? Are you going to, do this? Are you going to this planet first? Because if you're going to that planet, you're going to need a lot more fuel to just make it there. You're not going to make it there by a click of a button. So don't think for a minute, oh, I'm just going to jump on a spaceship and jump all the way towards the end of the fucking solar system. It doesn't work. That shit ain't going to work that way. You're going to have to get resources, fuel, fix certain shit, and you're going to have to travel. It's like actually playing a real fucking space game. Like, realistically, if there was space and there was, like, whatever, we're not going to have the technology to have, like, spaceships to do, like, 360, no scope, boom, I shot the laser across, bam, done. Like, it doesn't work that way. No.
With the resources you find.
So this is definitely not No Man's Sky.
Weapon mods needed to survive.
Crafting weapon mods. So we finally got weapon mods. And look, that shit looks good. Really good. Like the weapon mods in this. Looks good. So some of the weapons are pretty good, are pretty punchy. But again, there's certain weapons that probably need some work. But so far, I'm looking forward to this. We got floating enemies up high. We don't know what they do. That.
And you can build your own outposts. These act as a home away from home for survival and resource generation.
There you go. Survival and resources generation. Good.
You can choose where and how to build each one, and you can hire characters you meet to keep it up and running.
Hello, you can hire characters to keep that shit up and running. So that means, like, if you was to explore or do another mission, in the meantime, all of those characters that you hired, that you pay for, You have to, you know, they're gonna gather the resources and the stuff and the materials that you need for whether a spaceship, fuel, need this, right? Realistically, that's what this game is ultimately about. So don't think for a minute, I'm just gonna jump on a spaceship and fly towards the end of the fucking map. It ain't gonna work. It's not gonna do that. You're not gonna do that shit.
But that's not all. You can even build your own spaceships.
And I don't know why the amazing Lucas and all these fucking clowns think like, oh my god, building a spaceship is the good. Like, that's fucking awesome. Because when the fuck, what game, and look, don't make me go back to this shit. What game on here is making me build my own fucking spaceship? Which game is it? Because there's none. There's zero. There's no fucking game on PlayStation platform is fucking making me build a fucking spaceship. The fuck? Come on, man. Get the fuck on. Get the fuck on. Get the fuck on. This is crazy. But, and the reason why they want you to build a spaceship, because again, it's resources shit. Like, building a spaceship is, like, it may sound like it's simple, but managing a spaceship, the performance, look, boom, you can go walk inside the deck. That's pretty lit. You build a spaceship and then you can walk inside, take a look around, look at the objectives, probably got shit in here that we can whatever. This is cool. That's cool as fuck. And it looks good too. Looks really, really good.
You can
see, look, choosing crew member to be on the ship, resources. I probably may have a dedicated like crew member that's like scientist, that's like exploring, researching certain things. Like, come on now.
Choose crew members.
See, choosing crew members. What crew members do what? Like, I may, and we don't know how deep this can go. Maybe, like, in certain planets, maybe there's certain planets that are really good in high engineering, and like, maybe I need a crew member for engineering. So like, let's say for example, let's say I got resources, right? And I need to fix like a certain thing on the ship. Like, let's say like something got broken or whatever from a dogfight. Now I have engineering on board that will fix it, but it's going to take a certain amount of time, you know, depending on the skill and stuff like that. Or if I hire 2 engineerings, right? For fixing like, you know, certain engines and stuff like that, that might take less time to get fixed and it'll be up and running. And then maybe one of the crew members might say, hey, we're done, it's ready to go, the ship is ready to take flight. That's fucking lit. That is lit. That is realistic and grounded. Like, this is like, yes, this is going to make the game even harder, because now it's going to make me more cautious about like not trying to get in much dogfighting, and more towards like I should like try to shake them off as much as I can, you know. So it's cool. So you can hire crew members. You don't have to if you don't want to, but having crew members on board, you know, helping you doing the dogfighting. You might have a gun turret in the back, one gun in the front, so like if somebody is attacking, that person that you hire for the gun turret in the back is going to, you know, help you and assist on your, you know, like, you know, defending the spaceship. That's good, you know, stuff like that. Researching this, developing, this is going to be lit. I cannot wait to hire my own crew members. And you know, that's again, we don't know as much details about hiring crew member or how that goes, but I'm pretty sure we got to pay these crew members, right? We got to earn money, we're earning resources, we're paying the crew members. So this is good, but they're going to help us to maintain our ship, make sure they fix anything that's on the ship, and also probably in some of these crew members, we can actually use them for companions as well. To like, let's say for example, I gotta explore this really dangerous place, and let's say these enemies are a bit tough, right? So doing it by myself I can, but in reality, I will probably need like a 4-man crew. That's including myself. So I need 3 people to come along with me to get my back, and I might bring maybe an engineering a person, and also 2 maybe bounty hunters or something like that, or whatever, or 2 bodyguards, and then another person will be like maybe a scientist for research and stuff like that, maybe, you know, for whatever, or bring the robot, you know. So stuff like that, right? Like the shit and the possibilities that you can do is really unlimited. So this is fucking good. I'm excited. I want to build my crew member.
And yes, you can completely customize the look and layout.
And you can see right here, this is exactly why it's resource heavy, because like you can see, like, again, thruster engines and stuff like that, the costs, the maintenance on there, the performance of the ship, total, you know what I'm saying, the, you know, whatever, player, this amount, vendor, you know, whatever, you know, like you could buy certain parts, you can also repair parts like this, like if an engine got blown out, the engineering team or the crew that you hire can fix that. Thank you. Right, you know, like, you know, this is pretty lit, you know, the shield, this. So there's a lot of things on here, like how many crew, like there's 2 crew can fit on here. You can make a bigger ship to make 3, 4, 5 crew members. Imagine having a spaceship that has like 10 crew members. That'd be fucking insane. That's like having almost like a fucking starship, you know, like the Star Wars ship. Like, well, not on that level, but again, the possibilities are there. Like it could be like crew members up to 30, maybe 40 crew members. That'd be fucking insane. The amount of levels and floors on the ship. That, oh my god, I'm excited. Again, we don't know the limitations of it, but now you understand why it's so resources heavy, because now you're seeing this, like, again, like fuel and stuff like that, the health of the ship, this, you know, equip, you know, like there's a lot to go into a fucking, you know, a ship. You know what I'm saying? So it's not as easy, or it's not as whatever, you know, like the cargo, right? How much cargo you can carry on the ship, you know, right? That's good. You know, like this is good. You know, the top speed, the mass, the weight of it.
There's loads of different modules, ship manufacturers, and more.
See, look, ship manufacturing right here, the cost of it, probably to have the material to craft this shit or to repair it. This is why it's resources heavy, because, you know, let's say you was up in space, got into a dogfight, your jet engine, one of your engine blew out, you're able to manage to still fly. But let's say you don't have enough fuel to get to another planet, you need to refuel, you need to gather resources. This is why it's so important. This is why it's going to be a lot of resources and focus on, you know, exploring, gathering materials, and getting ready and preparing yourself for the next planet and to the next planet to keep going on to your mission.
More. I have to say, it's so cool. We just absolutely...
Color design, stuff like that, that's cool. I wonder if we can name our ship. We probably could.
love this.
This is cool.
It's not just how the ship looks, it's how it performs. From engines to shields to weapon systems, because yes, you can fly it.
So I like this because I know a lot of people say, oh, it's No Man's Sky. It's not, because this is a cutscene no matter what. So they made this into reality, and then they made the space into its own separate reality, which is good, because rather than combining it both, because it'll be kind of, again, a lot of work, frame rate, it'd be a lot of bullshit. It'd be a lot of shit to do that. So just to make it easy, they're like, let's just do it like this. Space combat looks good. I'll skip it around a little bit because I have seen this before, but it really is space combat, like typical stuff. You know, I'm just trying to point stuff out. It looks good. The outer space looks good. I'm like, again, if you're expecting like, oh my god, this got to be like Star Wars level. This is not a Star Wars universe fucking game. You're not gonna see like these giant fucking crafty ass ships. Like, again, who knows? Like, again, in each solar system, we don't know what kind of ships are we going to see or find. We might find an alien ship that we can ride around and use. Who knows? But again, realistic expectation, I'm expecting dogfights to be like this. Because again, when you're talking about outer space, there's like a whole lot of nothing. And there might be certain little things like asteroids might come in, that, you know, like there's certain things that will happen, or you might find and discover you want to land and check around, look around, and explore. You know, again, that's the expectations you got to put yourself at. Don't try to be like, oh man, this game is going to be like Star Wars. No, it's not. But it's realistic though. That's what I like about this. The planets, space stations you can land on and take a look around, right? Combat, debris, asteroids and stuff like that. You might have cargo ships, you can whatever. See, look at this. You can unlock to disengage, you can get up on the ship, or you can board. You can board other ships as well, which is fucking cool. And it's simplistic. Okay? Like come on now. You can't, I don't know what the fuck what's wrong with people. But this is the best space game that has a balance of realistic. And No Man's Sky is childish. It is childish. No Man's Sky is a child's game. This game is like, it's the real deal. Like, this is like, yes, please.
The game. Thanks again. We take one last moment.
And this is where a lot of people are scared. But again, you got to look at it like this. This is one planet with this city right here. You don't see like 3 or 4 or 5 of them on here, which it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make sense to populate a whole city that has like 3 or 4 or 5 of them on this fucking planet. No. There might be one little thing you can go over here, one little thing you might be over here, but that's about it, just to explore, or interest points. Other than that, you can land anywhere on the planet, but it's, you know, what are you gonna find out there, you know? But you could build a fucking, you know, like, again, you can build a space station or whatever, build your little space station out here and collect resources or something that you know is resource heavy you might use. Again, fixing a ship, getting new weapons, crafting, you know, getting better armor sets for your helmet and stuff like that. Those things is going to be used for those, you know what I'm saying? And especially like fuel, getting that, jumping to the next solar system and stuff. So don't think it's going to be like No Man's Sky. It's going to be as easy as I'm just going to jump on a spaceship and I'm just going to fly to the outer of the solar system and I'm out of here. Like, it doesn't work that way. It does not fucking work that way. Don't think that for a minute.
And it's not just this planet. It's all the planets in the system.
Like, again, you see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 planets, and probably maybe some of these, I don't know if you could do it, but again, it's really just 5. You know what I'm saying? And you got something over here, resources for this, right? So it's going to be like one of each, or 1 or 2 on each planet, maybe with 3 different interests or 1 different interest or whatever. So
from barren but resource heavy ice balls.
So this one says barren but heavy resources on this shit. So it might give us, you know, like, again, you know, like heavy metal, like whatever, the water, you know, whatever, give us some metal and stuff, or this or whatever. And we can scan it too. So before we even go into a planet, we can actually scan this shit and see if we can go in here. So we can do that. Cool. You know, before we just go in here and just do a whole bunch of nothing. So you can scan it if you want this, you can. If you don't have to fucking do it.
To Goldilocks planets with life.
So with life, could be with anything, monsters, creatures, whatever. Again, this probably is the beginning level right here, the beginning.
And not just this system, but over 100 systems.
Over 100 systems right here. 100 fucking system, which is good. So basically, we got 100 systems to explore, and each one is going to have their different things, planet size, this, that, which is good. So it's not going to be as easy as, oh, I'm going to just go from here and I'm going to jump all the way over here. Like, you might have to do like jump from here to here, refuel, gather resources, and then jump from here to out here. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're going to places. So don't think for a minute like, oh, it's going to be as easy as just like, I'm just going to take this and I'm going to fly over here. This is what a lot of these fucking Sony ponies and all these people are fear-mongering or thinking like, oh my god, it's like No Man's Sky, I'm just going to fly to the end of the planet. No, you're fucking not. I repeat myself, you're not going to be fucking doing that shit. You're gathering resources. You got to gather resources. You got to, you know, right? And you got to have the fuel to get to that place. And on top of that, whatever you doing in here, you got to make sure you're ready for this shit, because this shit is going to be different from this solar system. Who knows what kind of threats you're going to have? Who knows, there might be an alien tribe in this one solar system or this one. So again, there's like endless possibilities. But don't think it's going to be as easy as it's just like, oh, I'm just going to fly this system and go over here and I'm just going to... No, it's going to probably either require a lot of resources, fuel, the equipment that you have. You got to get shit ready in this planet before you can travel to another planet. And then once you get to that planet, you got to refill resources and shit like that to get ready for this planet. So there's 100. So basically, this is where it's going to take a bit of time. So don't think for a minute, I'm going to beat the game in like less than a minute. Like, no, it's not. You're not gonna beat this game less than a minute. You're just not.
Over 1,000 planets, all open for you to explore. We can't...
1,000 planets for us to explore. So there's like 1,000 planets and there's like 100 solar systems. So which is good. So this game... So basically that's pretty much is the game. It's a wrap. But other than that, the environment and stuff like that is good. Which is fine. Now, I know a lot of people might say, okay, so, you know, again, they're going to sit there and say, hey, you know, this is procedurally generated. It's a bad thing. Like, bitch, that's in every fucking game. Every game has done procedurally generated bullshit. And all they do was just go in and just handcraft it, shape it the way they need to. A long time ago, when they had to make like maps and stuff like that, they had to handcraft each of those fucking maps and each of those levels. Now it's so easy that where they just procedurally generate a map, they just pick a certain section in the map, build a level, and then cut everything out or whatever, or make it into a backdrop, and that's about it, and then cut all the rest of it out. So that's how they building levels. So like, I don't know why are you like complaining and fucking mad about because this is procedurally generated. Sure, yes, all of this shit is previously generated, but like, in all honesty, you're gotta scan the planet. Okay, if you don't need to, you don't have to go there. And on top of that, you have to gather resources and materials and shit just so you can have enough fuel and all that to go to the next planet. So this is not No Man's Sky. It's definitely fucking not. You really have to work on this shit. Like again, you can see it right here into the solar system, right? Flying through planets and all this shit. It's not going to be as easy as I'm just going to... No, you got to go 1, 2... You're going to have to connect. It's just basically like you're traveling, getting to point A to point B. Whatever the mission or the main structure of the game is going to tell you where to go. You know, come on now. You gotta be more realistic. And this is why This is why they have different like spaceships and combat and stuff like that, you know, like in the game, you know. Like again, hiring crew members, right? Gathering resources and stuff for the ship. See, like this right here. So like, again, ship, fuel and stuff like that. Stuff that we need. So this is really focusing on like it's like a strategy game and an RPG game all at the same time. You're strategizing on building a ship and putting it together and seeing how many crew members is it going to be, you know, how many crew members should I fit in here? How much fuel do I need to take? What generating shields do I need to buy to protect myself? You know, so there's a lot of, again, that's why there's a lot of crafting, you know, crafting materials, but now it really does mean something. It's not like No Man's Sky where it's like, yeah, we put this crafting shit, but you don't really fucking need to. But in this game, it's like, no, you need to. Like, this is like, you have to. This is how you survive in the fucking world. Like, you know? So, I'm really not complaining about it, which is good. So it's combining between RPG and a little bit of strategy in there, and you know it's really and the dogfighting. I know a lot of people might say, okay, the dogfighting is boring because it's only like 1 or 2 ships and stuff like that. Well, look, you got to be realistic. This is a colony type of world, so think of it as like there is no like major like population, like there's like this many people, you know. You might talk about maybe it might be 20,000 people, but 20,000 people for maybe for you that's a lot, but for me, or for, you know, for like, you know, doing a small colony, for them this is small to them. It's like it's only 20,000 on a big ass planet. You know, so this is like early days of like those colonial exploring days. This is like they colonizing one city and making that a capital city, and then they might branch off and make little villages and little other towns they make up, because it takes a while. It takes a long time and a while just to even populate a whole planet, you know, right? Look, like we populate a whole planet right now, so imagine if they just took 20,000 people to go to Mars. You know, by the time you reach like maybe like 5 years, 10 years down the road, the same 20,000 people that they was on Mars, it might double, but it's not gonna cover the whole fucking planet of Mars, saying, yo, like we filled up Mars with every nook and cranny. There's like so many people living here and there. Like, there's no way in fucking hell. There's no way in fucking hell. Come on now. Gotta be more realistic. Gotta be more realistic. But so far, like again, gameplay wise and everything else looks good. Like everything looks good. Great. I understand why they had to delay it. Good. Delay that shit. Don't bring that out until like December or something. I can wait as long as for that. I don't care. Long as they fix the frame rate, the AI, some of the gun stuff. Recoil on certain weapons, sure, but not every gun has to have recoil, especially like laser rifles don't really need to have recoil. They might have weak damages, you like no recoil, but their damages is maybe not as strong or whatever. But not every laser needs recoil. Like, it doesn't make any sense. Now, if you was talking about bullets and stuff like that, yes, that needs recoil. Shotgun needs recoil. This, you know, like, you know, submachine gun needs recoil. Those are understandable. And they also need to fix some of the audio, like to pack a punch a little bit. Again, the visuals, some of the textures and stuff feels a little bit flat. Maybe they can boost it up a little bit, or that's just going to be the trade-off. And some of the characters and facial stuff, on some of them, it needs to be touch up and needs work. But the main characters that we see so far looks really, really good. So I'm really super impressed. Like I got no complaints and no objection. I think it looks really, really good. Am I excited for this game? Absolutely. I think this game is gonna fucking hit this shit right out the park. I feel like it's gonna have that little bit of strategy, resources, and stuff like that, and also it's going to have that RPG element. So it's not gonna be as easy. I'm gonna definitely play this game in the highest difficulty because, you know, I don't want everything to be given. I really want to take my time and look around and explore and find shit. I don't want to be like one of those Sony pony gamers that just rush through the fucking game just so I can get this stupid ass trophy and platinum it and say, look at you guys, I got a platinum trophy. I played the game. And then when I talk to them about like this, that, and story plots, details, and stuff like that, they're just over past their fucking stupid ass head and they're like confused, like, huh? What you talking about? I don't know what that. Then that means you didn't fucking play the game. Bitch, you didn't fucking play the game. If you can't even fucking recall that, it's ridiculous. Come on now. It's fucking it's unacceptable. So, I'm excited. I'm gonna take my time. I don't want them to rush. Take as long as you want. I don't give a fuck if this game comes out in like June of next year. That's fine. 6 months, that's perfectly fine. There's no rush. I'm playing games. I'm playing Forza. I'm playing Shreddergeddon. And I'm probably playing more Steam games as well. I haven't picked up a PlayStation Studio title game yet. I haven't picked that up, but I mean, the only game that I will much rather play will be Ghost of Tsushima, and that's about it. The Last of Us remake, they can keep that. I really don't care about that. But yeah, but that's pretty much the wrap right there for my analysis and looking through it, talking about it, and making sure I quell some of the fucking, oh my god, like, they're gonna blah blah blah. Like, man, fucking relax. They got this. They probably handcrafted some of this stuff and dungeons and stuff in each of these solar systems and stuff. So there's gonna be plenty of things to look at, to explore. I cannot wait. I'm really excited for this. I'm gonna play it in first person. I need a good shooter game. I need a game that's gonna give me choices that I want to do. Great. I'm gonna have fun. This is gonna be really a good game. So pretty much that is it. That's a wrap, and I'll see you guys on the next video. I'm probably gonna be doing analysis on Redfall, taking a look at that, talking about it and stuff, and we're gonna take a look at some other games as well. And without further ado, make sure you like, share, comment down below, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Appreciate it, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.